So that is how raccoons got into Japan.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, better comes standard. Nosler Ammunition, world's finest bullets, ammunition, and brass. Boss Shot Shells, superior made and American made. Carlson's Choke Tubes, the only choke tube we've ever purchased. Onyx Hunt, know where you stand. Hello and welcome to episode 109 of the Greenway Outdoors podcast. My name's Kyle.
I'm AJ.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Ryan.
You gonna take a big old sip? You gonna slurp or? Wow, you didn't slurp. I'm proud of you.
I don't slurp.
There's no way.
I don't slurp and I don't spit because I don't use dip or nothing because it's gross. It's bad for you. Causes cancer. So it's not for me. That was not planned.
I have to imagine you got in trouble for slurping as a youth.
Oh my gosh, that'd land you on the bottom step. Yeah, we had a rule.
He would actually get thrown down the steps.
No, we had a rule at the house that if you
put your teeth on the step.
No, at my house, if you chewed with your mouth full, chewed with your mouth open, took too big of a bite, were rude in any way, shape, or form, clanked your spoon.
No clanking?
If you're working soup
over,
or
working soup over.
I hate that, dude. And it's funny because now it made me hate these things.
Yeah.
But you did any of that, boom, bottom step, which meant you went downstairs and sat on the bottom step in the basement by yourself to eat as a penalty. Because if you're gonna act like a dog, then you're gonna eat where the dogs eat.
That's the lesson.
But the funny thing is as soon as he leaves the house to come hang out with me. I've never seen a person spit more food, talk with their mouth open,
working soup over.
I don't do that.
Throw full milkshakes at a closed door window.
That was my mistake, and I don't want to hear about it again. We were actually, oddly enough, talking about things like this earlier today.
Yeah.
But one of the bits about the whole having to sit on the bottom step thing, if you got in trouble, is number one, it made me a civilized human being in public, so I don't have anything against it.
It's a big deal.
I don't mind spanking either. I'd still get spanked. Not really, but yeah, I'm more into it. But
some discipline is good.
But don't get liberal on us, Jeff. So then I
said discipline's good.
You said some, and we don't like that around here.
We need all.
In fact, you know what?
We need all fists on deck. We need all fists on deck.
You get down the down step now.
But what I would do is, if I didn't like what we were eating, there was no well, can I have this instead? It's what we're eating is what we're eating and tough. Mm-hmm. So I would do something stupid to get sent down there, and then I would just feed the food to the dog. That way I wouldn't have to eat.
And that's where he became allergic to vegetables.
raw vegetables. And then, but we're
eggs.
We're talking today.
Really anything a kid wouldn't like.
Yeah. And the parents bought it. I don't get it.
Well, no, it was just
he bought it until last year.
It's fair.
Tell yourself a lie often enough.
With Jeffrey's milkshake story, this is actually pretty funny. This is bad, so we're obviously...
Have we told this on the podcast before?
No.
We're against littering, so let's start there. Okay, do you get that out of the...
You didn't litter.
I didn't.
Nope.
Not a bit. Not a bit. So we were driving back from golf or a swim meet, or what was it from?
No, we were coming back from lunch. Back to the high school.
Oh, man.
Dang.
Dude. Okay, so we're on our way back to lunch, and Dan Leonard's in the car driving next to us. That was a friend of ours on the swim team. He had a couple people in his car. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey and I are driving in his car.
94 Dodge Shadow.
Always.
Little go-kart.
We always loyal to Dodge all the way through and through. But we're driving. He had the 3.0, though. He had the bigger motor, not the...
Yeah. It was a little go-kart.
Yeah, it was actually a quick...
Those were sweet.
Yeah. He only drove it for 6 months and then...
Wonder why.
Retired it, but...
the motor was going to fall out, was what the guy said.
Your dad has terrible luck with the vehicles he buys with motors falling out. But so we're driving, and they threw something from their lunch at our car. Dan Leonard's car.
That's right.
To be clear, it was a lemonade.
Yeah.
It was a mostly full lemonade. It made it in the driver's side door, in the window, behind my head. She was just trying to throw it at the car, It went in the window, just behind my head, just behind the headrest, and exploded in the back
Oh
seat.
my gosh.
It was like boom. I mean, it just
Lemonade everywhere.
It
Perfect
exploded.
throw.
And I'm
How?
like, oh, man. And she's immediately like,
That was Jackie Roulette, wasn't it?
yep, it was. So
She
I
lost a lot of weight and became a doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for her.
Yep.
Um,
She's ripped now.
Yeah. So then I am trying to get away from this, so I get in front of them. They pull up next to me on the other side.
I'm a good friend, I'd like to say. I'm gonna get him back for Jeffrey. Now in this, I forgot Jeffrey's set the tune, so now they're on the passenger side and they're coming up. They're gonna throw something else. These monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So when they had thrown it at Jeff first, I had my window up because I didn't want anything coming in on me. But now it's all fair play. So they're coming up on my side, and for whatever reason, we were laughing about the lemonade. We were mad, but it was weird.
It was an old beat up
Two-door-
car.
two-door,
It wasn't
right?
like it was like nice. So whatever.
It still sucks to have a lemonade explode in
yeah.
your car. So I had gotten a strawberry milkshake, large,
Couldn't be larger.
from McDonald's. Yeah, it was McDonald's
Yeah,
because
it
if it
was.
was coming home from school, that's the only place we could drive to because there was not enough time. You get like 22 minutes to eat in high school.
Oh
remember?
yeah.
And you eat at 10 a.m. and you're hungry. Nothing makes sense. I decided the reason why they have schools attend early is simply because parents have to go to work at like 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the kids go to school at like 6:30 because it's the only way that it would function for society. But then we got to wake up at 5 a.m. when you're in 4th grade. What is that? Anyhow, so they're coming up alongside me, and I'm hysterically laughing because they got us with the lemonade, and I'm going to show them. So I pick up this large strawberry milkshake, and I'm hysterically laughing. And I played baseball for 14 years.
And you know he means it if he's going to throw a full strawberry shake that he got for himself.
Yeah.
That's
At
true.
you.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Again, friend of the year here for you, to get them back. And I'm laughing so hard, and I wind up, and I throw it as hard as I can because I want to get it right in their window, and it's lined up perfectly. But as I came around, I had forgotten that my window was still closed. When I threw that as hard as I
From
could.
their perspective, they're looking, they see us laughing. And then just all of a sudden, they can't see us anymore because the window is just covered with pink. I'm surprised.
I threw it as hard as I
I'm
could.
surprised he didn't break his hand
Dude, it hurt my
He went
hand.
like this.
on the window.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
are you throwing lefty?
I had it like this, and I was
Okay, yeah.
backhanding it to go in,
Yep.
and I slammed it as hard as I could,
I
and it hurt.
understand that.
It hurt my hand.
I
Granted, he
don't.
didn't. Dude, his face. I looked back over at him after I did it,
Why?
and there's milkshake dripping from the
So
ceiling.
now I've got lemonade in the back. And then friendly fire over here is blowing up a strawberry shake in the front seat. I didn't have that car for very long.
Dude, he's driving
Sugar
both,
rusted the motor out.
both hands on the steering wheel, and he just turns and looks at me, and he's got milkshake coming down his face.
I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm not having fun anymore.
You ever have one of those moments in life though where you're like, I wish I could just have a do-over
Oh
and
my
not drive to
gosh.
lunch today. but again, I think the funniest bit of that whole deal had to have been their perspective. Just pink, just gone. Oh my goodness.
That's unbelievable.
Pretty funny.
God.
Yeah, it wasn't not
Window
fun.
up.
One of our crowning moments.
Yeah.
I
And
would
you're
say.
covered in milkshake.
Oh, I was destroyed.
Oh yeah.
What sucks too is you're going back to school, so now you have no time to
Oh,
clean it
yeah.
up.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
and the
right.
teachers
You have
don't
to
care.
get through the second half of the day.
And it's got to sit and bake in the car the rest
Oh,
of the day.
but don't worry. I probably have an extra shirt in the back. Oh,
Covered
well,
in
that's covered in lemonade, so
Oh,
that's not much better.
my gosh.
What happened? Because I can't remember the story now. The longest rant of me laughing uncontrollably took place after we golfed one time and then went to Carl Kirschke's house after. And some kid said something to me, and I said something back to him, and I didn't stop laughing for 3 hours. Do you
I
remember what
vaguely remember. Okay, I had parked. I was still driving the Dodge Shadow, and I parked, and just in front of the car, a tree branch fell. But I don't remember what the kid
he
said.
said something like, that branch almost hit you, and then I said something back that was funny. Like, you laughed, but
Oh yeah. Not as hard as you.
But it was like 2 days later,
He
and I was
was
still.
uncontrollably. You know when he gets it,
I don't do that. I don't do that.
only when you think one of your own jokes is really funny.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, I have good jokes. You guys start providing things that funny, I'll laugh the same at yours.
No,
That's
thank you.
crazy.
Speaking of jokes, I am so sick and tired of trying to get permits from jokes.
From
Yeah.
jokes.
Jokers, I guess I should say.
Jokers.
Jokers.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh. Dude. Okay.
I think permits are the most meaningless thing that Earth has created.
The show Dave on Hulu, which is about Lil Dicky, who's the greatest rapper of all time. he see Kyle jokes are good. That wasn't a joke. Lil Dicky, there's a scene in there from the newest season 3. Season 2 was woke garbage. Won't watch it. But season 3,
Yeah.
that was me and AJ watched it.
Oh, it was good again.
It was really good.
It was better than anything I've ever seen.
Oh,
Every episode was its own movie of greatness.
yeah,
Super bad level all the way through every episode.
yeah. I was so disappointed by season 2. I loved season 1. Was so great, and then season 2 was just meh.
Woke garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had an agenda. Season 3, we were so impressed. AJ even
Okay.
said maybe we should watch it again on the way home.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Like you watch a show like that to have fun and laugh, not to.
Not
Hear
have
about-
fun and laugh.
Yeah.
Everybody potties the same or whatever they with their bathrooms and their skirts. So the segment in there was the guy was like, we don't have any permits to film outside. He's like, it's Philadelphia. Nobody cares about permits. And I've been yelling that. We were in Yankton, but I said it anyways.
For years.
Dude, part of being an adult and growing up and not eating on the bottom step anymore is the fact that going on History Channel, we actually have to be adults and do things the right way, which I hate. And you know what? I got to hand it to you, Jeff. All the stuff you worried about over the last 7-8 years that annoyed the living piss out of us, you ended up being right on all of it. And some. He's like, here's something we should worry about now. And we're like, shut up. That's never going to matter.
We just want to film.
And now it all matters.
But I got to at least, because I'm looking around and no one else is going, well, yeah. No one else is, okay, we should probably, no.
Yeah, we all
No,
attack you
no.
for saying it. And now we attack the people that try and make us do those things.
No, it's the people who make it hard to do those things.
Oh, it's a
For
nightmare.
no
Yeah.
reason.
They love it.
Well, the paperwork's going to take at least 6 to 8 weeks. It's like, really? Are you writing a novel? Or am I filling out the paperwork and then someone signing it? I've also filled out all the paperwork, so.
We've been dealing with literally the federal government for permits when we film near national parks and different things like that. And it's for History Channel, it's been coming up quite a bit. When we filmed in Florida for the pythons with the Everglades, that one was a street fight. That one
was more than 6 to 8 weeks. That was.
It took 10 weeks, and I thought I was being so over the top ready.
We followed up so nice, and we were.
Dude, I wasn't nice at first, though. I said, because they.
Well, but now, to be fair, they weren't nice at first either.
When someone says, you need to pay to have us put on your insurance right now, prove it to us, and then we'll think about whether we would consider allowing you to film there, I was like, I'm not doing that. No. I'm never doing that.
That's a we'll approve it, and then you can have it once you provide your certificate of insurance.
If you say yes, I'll do that. But if you don't, and then I said, well, as long as you're saying yes, I'll get the insurance, no problem.
I'm not even go through the steps.
They're like, no, you need to put us on your insurance, and then we'll decide. I hate you.
Yeah.
And it's like we have endless pockets. What do I look like, Daddy Warbucks over here?
But again, this is after we've already filled out how many different forms and provided all the other crap that they ask us to do. And it's like, I get it's not that hard to add someone to your insurance form, but I'll do it when you say I can.
Well, we actually had to change the structure of our insurance, which cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
And add coverage to things that we didn't have coverage for.
Yeah, we had to get coverage for the drone. Not for the drone itself, but if the drone, we had to have $1 million in coverage should he drive it into a Mercedes bomb. I don't know. Whatever would cost $1 million.
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium. I don't know.
The irony of the whole situation is what our goals and purposes and how difficult they make it for us. We're there to spread light to something that's a problem.
We're there to help them.
Yes.
The whole time.
The whole thing is to help them.
The whole time you're like,
uh.
hey, can we film here? And they're like, well, you got to do all the permits and stuff. And the whole time we're going through this, we're also saying, by the way, if there's any like projects you're working on or anything you want the public to know about, we'd be more than happy to highlight anything you're doing and help you raise awareness for, the invasive species that's ruining your whole park. That's the reason we're coming. But by all means,
The whole point of us filming is to raise awareness to a conservation effort that they're doing so we can inspire more people to buy hunting and fishing licenses to help them. And they make our lives hell. As if they had. What really I think gets me is these national parks. Number one, everything's a national park now, even though it's not.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As we learned on that one small little stretch of river in South Dakota, it's like, come on. Well, no one knows it's a national park. Well, then how are we supposed to know?
Yeah. But it's just at the point where we're trying to help you. Everything's a national park now, and it's as if they forgot who owns the national park in general, right? So we're helping raise awareness for the federal government for the programs that they're doing, but the national park is public it's ours.
You've made it a park so that we can conserve it and have it to use for people to go there,
right?
And do stuff on it, like
no, don't you dare take a camera though. I'm like, a cell phone camera's okay. He goes, let me check. I go, what? So are you regulating that out there?
Yeah, they're not though. That's the thing.
They're not, and it's not real.
But they'd be
not real.
If they saw you doing it, they'd love to punish you for it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true.
I'm just over permits, and and not only that, it's like the length of time that they want and the amount of phone time they want with me. Every time we do it now, they're sucking 3-4 hours out of my time. You get 3 or 4 hours of my time to talk about nothing, so you can tell me how hard your job is and why nobody should have it, why nobody gets permits. No, I'm not doing that.
My favorite was the most.
I keep doing it though,
where they did the same thing the Everglades did, and they were like, "Well, no, it's going to be at least 6 to 8 weeks." It's like, well, we need it in 3 days, because someone that you work with told us that it wouldn't be a big deal and we can get it no problem. So now we're here. So please get it for us. And they're like, it's going to take at least. And the guy who's here who normally does it, he's off, and I don't even know.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, he's got it done in a day or two.
I actually liked that guy.
Yeah, that guy was a sweetheart. I wish everyone was like that. Then we'd have no problems.
They're like, sometimes it takes 6 months to a year to process a permit. I said,
wow.
You guys are that bad at your job?
I said, well, that's where I go.
You have to go.
They're like, this has to be approved. I'm like, dude.
Okay, who is that guy? Who approves it?
Yeah, let
Can
me
I
talk.
have his name and number, please?
He's like, they got to figure out this. They got to figure out that. I go, I can tell you everything we're doing in 3 sentences.
This isn't a group of a million billion people,
So, those of you filming different things, we have a lot of people that have YouTube channels and stuff like that follow us. We had never really gotten into following the rules before, but honestly, look into it. But if you are going to look into it,
be prepared.
Be prepared for 6 to 8 weeks minimum of BS in order to get it done. But the reason why we weren't going to get permits on this one, if I'm being completely honest, was because we thought, number one, I didn't know it was a national park, and number two, I was like, well, no one's going to care.
Yeah.
Everybody cared.
Well, the thing is the national park is a stretch of 59 miles of the river. We just happen to be on the other side of that stretch because we've fished there before, and it was no big deal. We were just on the other side of that stretch, so it was okay.
And that's the thing, is that you wouldn't know because it all looks the same anyways. But you know what else all looks the same? Orcas. They all look the same. You can't tell the one from Free Willy apart from any of the other ones, but orcas all look the same. The reason why I'm talking about orcas and boats is because orcas are sinking boats now. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that.
Okay, this is actually pretty cool. It started in 2020, and there's something like, I think there was 20 sailboats sank
Whoa.
Wow.
in that year, and I think there's been 3 this year so far, something like that, those numbers. And basically what's happening is we believe these resident family pod of orcas have developed the skill set to work together to ram sailboats to sink them.
We are the boat now.
So now there's a couple theories on why they would do this.
Yeah.
The first theory is that they're real playful. That they're like, oh, this would be fun. And then they do it, and they're like, this was fun, right? But they say that orcas have
Tag.
God, these guys suck. They're playing. They're playing Frozen tag. They just, but no, the orcas apparently have a range of emotions that we don't quite know too much about yet, but we believe that they have anger and
Very
sadness and jealousy and malevolence and those sorts of things. So it could be something emotionally driven where there's this one main female, and she was actually hit by a boat. I think they call her Gladys. I don't remember if that's the exact name, but it's something like Gertrude or Gladys or.
I like that they've named it an old lady name.
Well, she is an old lady.
Gertrude.
So she's like the mother of this pod or whatever, and they think that there's a good possibility that she associates these boats with danger now because she got hit. So she's teaching all the other ones that, like, these are bad. Get rid of them if you see them.
That's crazy.
And she's taught this behavior to the other ones.
It's kind of funny too because I just got done watching Avatar: Way of Water, and that's the whole whale thing. The one whale that got they're like, oh, they don't kill.
Really?
So he got cast out because he was the one who killed the people that were hunting the
We
whales.
don't kill just to kill.
Wow.
So I wonder if that was like a
Part of the orcas' mentality after they saw the movie.
Yeah.
When did the movie come out?
after they do the underwater shows.
Underwater.
I wonder if that was part of Cameron's inspiration, was something like that
It's
from that
definitely
story.
possible.
Could be.
But speaking of whales, I wanted to show you this video earlier. What?
There's more to it, but go ahead.
Oh, I thought you're done.
No,
Go ahead.
I wasn't done. I'm just kidding. Like, I'm really depressed.
Well, you had stopped interrupting everyone else, so we assumed you were.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they think that it's either this fun, loving behavior, or it's to get back at the ships for it.
It's two ends of the spectrum.
Either fun or like
Death.
revenge.
You hit Beatrice, you gonna get hit back. You know it.
I think it's Gladys.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly.
Gertrude.
But and then there's this other pod of whales, and now I forgot the species name, but it was like a piggyback story that they're talking about. Is this group of whales that there's only something like 300 left, and this year they only had 11 offspring. I can't remember the name of that whale. I'll look it up while you're doing your thing. But they only had 11 offspring, so they actually think they're probably going to go extinct now. Because they
Is it like another kind of orca, or is it another whale entirely?
just another whale in general. Let me look here. Go ahead, Rye.
So you're done with your story? So I wanted to show, when he brought up the orca thing earlier today, I wanted to show you guys this video.
It's Free Willy.
As
Right.
I did some digging into what it was, and it came from 2020. I thought it was a relatively recent thing, but do you see what's happening in the video?
Yeah. Is that? Oh.
That's a
Watching
person?
it the second time, the
Two.
guy's in
Two.
there.
It's two girls. So two girls are being eaten by a humpback whale,
Wow.
and they're not really being eaten. What happened was they were out there kayaking, and they're like, wow, look at all these fish around us. They're looking down into the water, and there's just lots and lots of fish everywhere, all around them. Well, what was happening was this humpback was hunting all the fish and coming straight up from the bottom towards them, and just opened its mouth as wide as it could go, and whoa.
That's why all the seagulls were there, because they were also going for the fish then.
I wonder how many seagulls inadvertently get eaten.
Probably some.
Yeah, definitely.
17 a year, probably.
They go
Definitely
from
some.
kayaking to darkness.
Yeah, they both ended up being just fine. The whale was like
Spit
didn't
'em
want
out.
any part of it, and yeah, that was just
I wonder, because they don't have teeth. They've got those, like,
bristles.
yeah. So I wonder, like, obviously they could still, like, gum you to death if they really wanted to.
I
but,
think it's a weight thing.
I think pressure.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, like
fighting a
force.
sumo wrestler without teeth.
I think, yeah, when they
Jeez.
go down, that's what gets you.
Yeah, they
Oh.
pull you down. They have any inclination of grabbing you, and you're like
Yeah.
an ant.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You can imagine that's
Pretty
how
cool
you go.
story though.
Or a grasshopper.
You're fighting big brooms underwater, and that's how you
Big
go.
brooms. Have you seen Nemo when they try and get through them?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Through the
It is
mouth?
Bristly.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me. One of our episodes is actually on our YouTube channel and Carbon TV right now. It's called the Channel Islands. I think Channel Islands Fishing.
So
Mm-hmm.
Episode 30, 29 or 30.
29, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Episode 29. And I watched that last night for the first time in a while. And that was probably the funniest episode we've ever put together. And we're fishing in the ocean. We did some spear fishing, caught whitefish. That thing is nonstop laughs.
There was a guy on the boat who started drinking clam juice beer combo at
Yeah,
like
Modelo.
7:30 in the morning. So yeah,
Tomato juice.
we had
Yeah,
a
that's what it was.
good time.
Yeah, it was. That episode was so funny, and that is an episode we actually put outtakes in that episode, which were also really funny. But I would highly recommend going to our YouTube channel, looking up, and then right at the top there'll be like full episodes of our show, and you click episode 29 and watch that one. It's a hoot.
Channel Islands.
Yeah.
Amazing day.
So did you
For sure.
find out what species that was?
Nope, I got pretty confused in there because then it was like, whatever I'm looking up isn't significant enough for Google to.
Oh, recognize
that,
it.
yeah.
Dang.
There was only 11 of them, so.
They didn't put. Yeah, they didn't have good SEO with such low numbers.
Yeah.
Those are rookie
Okay.
numbers. You got to get those numbers up.
I do give him credit for organizing and potentially having revenge on said boats that
Yeah.
they don't like.
They're-
You hope
But
it's
you gotta
that.
hand it to them.
You
They're
hope it's
very,
that.
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
very smart. The more that they research them, the more that it's like they've got a complex like language of
algorithm.
like dancing and small movements that they do that's like this means this and this means this. So it's
Well, it's even more in depth than that. Orcas are interesting because their language is so in depth that they can actually tell if an orca is from Australia based on its accent. This is not a joke. I know it sounds like this is a bit from
a
Kyle,
bit.
but orca pods from different areas have different accents because that's how it's that just like human beings. That's how in depth their language is. So when we listen to orcas, we've studied them long enough. We'll tell you where it's from just hearing it.
They have their
Wow.
own dialect.
Yeah.
unfortunately the thing they do to signal that there's a boat is they ascend very rapidly. And so unfortunately, every time they see a boat, they
Hi.
For every purpose, for every path, for every soul, for every season, there's a Ram.
Legends aren't born, they're created. Introducing Impulse from Savage, the all-new American-made straight-pull bolt-action rifle. Unmatched innovation, fast reloads, maximized efficiency, repeatable accuracy. Welcome to American Straight Pull. Only from Savage.
If you want to be here, it all starts here. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we have the widest selection of the quality brands you love to get you outdoors. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, our friendly, knowledgeable outfitters will help you find the right products for your next trip. Shop with confidence with our low price guarantee. Plus, club members save even more on great gear with exclusive member pricing. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, voted America's best outdoor retailer.
You guys want to hear another good story? Something that I found over the last week. There was well, first let me start with this. I've gotten crap the last couple episodes
Good.
for the way that I tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only from one person. That's from
I don't know
you.
who that is.
That's from you. So I thought about how I tell stories.
Wow.
And there's two ways I tell stories. One
I'm just glad you're improving based on my ridicule.
Critique.
One
You
is
might as well jump in on that list you got then, AJ, if he's listening right now.
one is clickbait. I'll tell you the end of the story, and then I say, but you won't believe how that happened. And then I'll describe how it happened.
Okay.
Because so like the
I've seen that routine.
punchline or the meat of the story is what happened, because that's the actually interesting part. The end is just what catches you.
And I despise
Like-
you and every clickbait thing.
Like that elephant story that I told.
Yeah.
You know.
Funeral.
The other way I tell stories is the beginning of Colt 45 by Afro Man.
going pretty dark this episode.
There's this blind man, right?
Yeah.
He's feeling his way down the street with a stick, right?
Where's this heading?
I'm just telling how I tell stories. So I'm
Walk past this fish market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You did
Fish
it.
market.
I was gonna stop, but go ahead.
He stopped. He took a deep breath and said,
So
Move
I
on,
figure
Jeffrey.
Nice.
I figure between the two, that's probably the better way to go about it because it's a more
The
normal
Afro Man
story.
style?
Yeah. So with that, here's my story for the week.
you preface it so I wouldn't jump on you? You wore glasses.
Yeah,
You wore
'cause
glasses
words
in the podcast
hurt.
again. You're supposed to wear your contacts.
Words hurt.
Go ahead, Reflecty.
I've worn glasses
Let-
for the last.
I'd like to hear the story. It's okay, guys.
So there was a children's book in the 1960s and was set in Wisconsin. Kid goes out, finds an abandoned raccoon baby, a kit. Kit? I think it's a kit.
All right, Bree.
Brings it in, tries to keep it as a pet. That book becomes very popular in Japan in the 1970s, and they make an anime about it. Very bizarre,
Is
right?
that like
Okay.
How is that relatable? Wisconsin to Japan, right? So these people watch this anime. It takes off. Very popular. They love things that are cute there.
Yeah, they do.
Raccoon baby, that's so cute.
I really thought anime meant something different until right now.
It's a cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought something different.
Yeah.
I thought.
That's you want to bring up your internet history?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was something
Anyone past the age of like 14 knows that it's not just.
So anyways, takes off in Japan.
I went
Very
outside
popular.
as a kid.
There's plushies, there's everyone's seen it.
I thought plushies.
They start bringing raccoons from the US to Japan as like a pet trade thing,
Okay.
right? There's no raccoons there. There are tanuki, which is like a raccoon dog, but like
That's
they're
crazy because I thought Tanuki.
but they're something different. They kind of look like raccoons, but they have different behavior, whatever. So everyone's really excited. They bring in raccoons, and they don't really know because it wasn't like a fully sanctioned thing. Some people say there was like 1,000. Some people say there was like 10,000 plus.
I love the way you're telling this. I'm being serious.
Okay. So they bring in all these raccoons and care for them. Then learning that raccoons are wild animals, and they make pretty terrible pets for the most part. You might occasionally get one where you train it right and it
Very
works
rare.
out, but for the most part they nest and they'll figure out a way to get in your wall, and they'll make a mess, and they're gross in general. They eat garbage. Trash panda. So while they have these raccoons and they're learning that they're not a good pet,
They're the
watching-
bottom step eaters of the animals.
they're watching the rest of the anime and then getting to the end of the book, which the moral of the story of the book is
Don't have.
raccoons are bad pets. Don't have them.
So they're
So
watching
they-
it in succession, and they're
So
waiting.
they're watching this anime where this cute animal's getting into all these shenanigans, and they're like, then at the end they realize, oh, it's a bad pet, and at the end of the anime and at the end of the book, they let the raccoon go because give him back to nature.
Yep.
That's where he wants to be, right? He's living in your attic or whatever. So everyone in Japan then lets their raccoons go.
Man.
And they then thrive. Don't know how many there are because they're really good at just getting into places and living, including 80% of their wooden ancient shrine temple things that they have there.
Oh no.
They've damaged 80%. Like when you think of Japan, you think
Last
of
Samurai.
the tall wooden buildings with like
Yep.
the cool
Pagodas.
sloped. Yeah.
Mhm.
They've gotten into 80% of those and caused like irreparable damage. So now they're trying to they'll trap them, but the whole time the population there's still like, this is a cute, you saw the cartoon, they're adorable. These are so cute, they're part of our culture now, So half of the population, cute, and they never actually see one because they're hiding in the woods. The other half has now gotten in on the government saying these are bad.
Get
we
'em
have to
out.
get rid of them. They spread rabies, they whatever else to try to get rid of them. And there's a video of a raccoon in the middle of a downtown, but it's up in a tree, minding its own business. And someone sees it, calls their animal control, Animal control comes with a big net on a stick. And they come and they get the raccoon in the net and they bring it all the way down, and then it gets out of the net and runs into a group of people. And these people part like the Red Sea, screaming bloody murder, while this
Shrieking.
raccoon,
Hiroshima
who
just
was just sleeping in a tree trying to mind his own business. So that is how raccoons got into Japan.
Wow.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, Nosler Ammunition, Bosch Shot Shells, Wilderness Athlete, fuel for the rugged, Tracker Boats, fish the finest, Eagle Fishing, designed for the savvy angler, Rufus Teague Barbecues, Snacks, and Spices, Rectech Grills, it's more than a grill, it's a way of life, Sea-Doo, make your own waves, LEM Products, motivating people to hunt, process, and prepare their own food, Quiet Cat, the leader in electronic bikes for hunting, fishing, camping, and exploring.
Wow.
I like
was
that.
really good.
Yeah, that was great.
No one talked
you
about
finally
it.
get it. I'm just kidding.
I was waiting for it to end to go, and then the Japanese government called me.
And I'm going coon hunting. Puts on a hat. And then we did a raccoon hunting episode that is also on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you the number on that. I want to say it's floating
that's
around
like
15, 17,
Something
Yeah,
like
maybe.
that.
something in there. Pretty good
of
episode.
them,
That
yeah.
one's really funny too.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We made a lot of jokes in the woods that day.
You know, I would say that raccoon hunting in general is so underrated. People think that you just shoot them and leave them, or they can't stand the idea of eating raccoon. But we talk about it in the episode too. It's like, man, for generations we hunted raccoons in America. They were an incredible source of protein. They have an incredible source of fat. Their fur can be utilized for so many different things. I mean, they are an all-in-one species that is just fantastic for for human civilization. The fur is awesome. The meat, and you're talking about, ew, I can't imagine eating a raccoon.
They're delicious.
They're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fun to clean.
No. Most animals, they have muscle, bone, and then muscle, and then they have fat around that. Raccoons are the greasiest little jerks you ever met. And they don't have just fat on the outside.
Make
They
sure
have-
you use the word custard.
They have they have fat on the inside, in between, woven in between their muscles. So as you're trying to cut and get these little individual strips of meat, it's like trying to dissect a meaty, custardy donut. And there's just fat.
Not really selling it.
The reason they normally cook it by putting it on a spit and just letting it cook over a fire, and all of that fat just
Trips out.
renders out.
Oh.
Yeah, ugh.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I would equate it to
But it's-
fillet.
It is very good.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was
We-
darn good.
In the studio, we cooked 4 or 5 meats one day, and one of them was raccoon, and it was up against like a good venison, pheasant,
And goose.
and a couple of goose. And goose was stuffed with apricots soaked in whatever, and it was so good. Raccoon was better.
I heard there was a pellet in some of the goose.
There was a pellet in one of the goose breasts that we cooked that day.
You
Yep.
killed a guy from that, right?
Nope.
No.
No, sure did not.
Moving on.
But yeah, the our inside joke on that, I don't even care. The inside joke on that was we did a lot of cooking that day. Raccoon ended up being the best. We had a bunch of people there that don't hunt, don't fish, girls trying the different meats and stuff, and they all agreed that raccoon was the best. Blind taste tests or even knowledgeable ones. It's just really good.
It is.
It's just quality meat. The goose. Someone got a pellet. So what happened was, some of the staff at where we were at was like, "Hey, can we have some?" And we're like, "Yeah, you can have some." So
it is hunted though, so
it's
know.
wild game we shot on the show. So they took it home, and apparently one of the people's boyfriends then ate the goose. So someone took the meat from us, didn't eat it there, took it home, gave it to somebody else, and then that person, what are we, 3 steps away from us now,
Yeah.
said that they got a pellet. I don't think they did even, but they said they got a pellet and they chipped a tooth and they wanted us to pay for it. I'm like,
We're not
you
doing
just
that.
cannot be
well, in
another
that case,
permit thing.
In that
No.
case, first you left without paying for your food. It's $300,000 per breast.
Not that we would sell wild game.
No, of course not.
but
It's 170 next
It's
door.
a fee for cooking.
actually, that's true. There's a meat market next door, and a whole young goose is $170.
Oh, really?
I'm not exaggerating. I showed everyone that'll look, but I showed AJ. We were in there yesterday.
That's even a stretch to like if you were to go out and get a wild one and then try to sell that, but like
Can't sell
you-
wild game.
I know, but I'm saying, but that's what
But
I'm
if you
saying.
did.
It's not, but it's not wild game. It's a farm raised, I'm sure. So like $170.
Mhm.
It's like wrapped up like a Thanksgiving
duck.
turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what
Oh.
goose costs. Makes you be a little bit more appreciative of goose.
I'm gonna start raising goose. Jeez.
Back to the raccoon thing, though. We actually know a girl that we actually filmed with in episode 31. Her name is Bree, and she has 2 pet raccoons now. And she had some funny stories about them, but a couple things. One is that neither of her pet raccoons have seen any other raccoons in their life except for their brother or sister or however, because she has 2. They've never encountered a wild raccoon. They've never seen another raccoon. They just have each other and her.
Do they freak out when they see themselves in a mirror?
No. What are you?
Mom, when am I gonna hit puberty and lose my hair and be like you? I've got the thumbs.
I've got the...
Nice. That's good.
But they, I can open things. But she said that, I mean, they're tough as pets. They are not very social to other people outside of her.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they pick one person, they feel safe around that person, and they're scared to death of other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's very normal. She got them from a breeder that breeds them specifically for pets.
Oh,
Again, they've never seen any other raccoons. When
how does that work?
When outside, they're leashed like dogs. They kind of have like their own little setup, but they're always hiding in closets and small spaces and boxes and
That's what they do.
crates. And she was telling me a funny story that she was feeding him pieces of fish, and he's kind of funny. Like he just sticks out his hand from whatever crevice he's in and put something in here for me. And she was giving him pieces of fish, and he like have it for a few seconds, and then another one.
MMA.
And then she said like 3 days later, like the couch reeked. She went on the couch and he was storing the fish, not eating it while he was under there. She's like, so now I've
Never heard of fermented fish?
She goes, now I can confirm everything's being consumed. But she said they're not easy pets. Like
Yeah,
it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
Big commitment.
They're adorable and it's cool to have, but I don't know.
Ask the Japanese.
I don't know if it's that cool.
One of the meats that stood out to me was from way back was the crow. We did crow shish kebabs,
Crow kebabs.
and they were I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really dark
Ma-
meat.
I don't remember what it tastes
Made
like.
it like orange chicken.
That's right.
It was solid.
It reminded me of woodcock.
Really?
Yeah.
Like kind of livery.
Which is funny because until recently, I thought woodcock. No.
What?
I
Bringing
thought that
joke
was-
back around.
What joke? No, just it was yours. Nah, that's not how I told it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I that crow episode is the only episode that I wasn't in of the Green Outdoors.
because you're
It's
dying.
true.
We're something at like 90 episodes now.
I was the only one that didn't get whatever that sickness was.
You never got sick?
But then I got it like 3 days after we were done filming.
Was that or was that not your first trip? There's an argument all the time.
That
about-
was.
That was Ryan's very
'Cause
first
we
trip
did
ever.
Rabbit, and then we did crow.
Yeah, and I was the only one who never puked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but you were,
On the way home though, I had a bag in front of my face the whole
You
time.
did.
I was just
and you're a little pukey boy. You'll puke.
French fries.
not
was-
really.
French fries.
I was so
Fr-
excited.
oh yeah,
He-
McDonald's French fries will make me puke.
That's crazy.
My body is just like, get this out.
My body's
Get the-
grateful.
I
Usually,
was
me too.
I was proud because I didn't get sick, and then like I said, 3 days later after we got home, I'm walking around to my backyard. Oh, I was taking compost out, and I just barely make it to the compost pile, and it wasn't even like a, oh no, I'm starting to feel. It was like I feel great. Ba-ba-da-ba, good morning. So it had to have been like food poisoning.
Vicious
Were you
attack.
just in a robe or something?
I was wearing a robe, walking out to the compost pile.
I
It was
just,
rough.
for whatever reason, when I picture him in that robe, whenever you tell that story, I just, for some reason, I picture him bent over, not being careful with the robe,
Half naked.
throwing up. His neighbors looking out and just seeing high noon out there.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
That's
I can
the first
only.
thing that came to your head, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
High noon's pretty
Second.
funny.
I didn't think I should say the first one. No,
That was the same trip that we got the bio salute.
I'm not convinced that didn't.
Maybe it was that. Yeah.
Oh, the probiotic.
It was either that
Which we
or
didn't know. We thought it was like the
I thought it was
animals,
yogurt.
like
I thought it was
drink,
yogurt.
drinking drinks.
We did buy it.
It was
very
either that
low
or
quality
it was the,
version.
Or
Bought it as a
could have
dare.
also been the lobster.
We also had
We all
lobster.
ate
I
lobster
have not
that
eaten
day.
lobster since.
And I have only eaten lobster in like minor preparations like lobster bisque or lobster whatever. At that point, I had never had just straight lobster. So I thought it would have been
Brokey.
that also. But the
You would just come back from a
biosalud
flight.
seems more likely.
To give a summary of this, since we're just talking, what happened was on Ryan's very first trip filming with us ever. Was that before Texas? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We
It was his
went.
very first trip.
We went.
He said,
We went up north to Ray's, which is called Hot Shot Outfitters in the Thumb, and we
which
went
is
there
the
for
part of Michigan that looks like a thumb for anyone.
What is it, what is
Port
it
Hope.
called? Thank you.
Port Hope. We went there for it's been too long. Go to Shelley's, will you? Shelley's is a restaurant there. So we frequent there too. We got there and we were going to be hunting rabbits and crow. On the way there, we did one of our Walmart runs at midnight and bought a bunch of stuff. One of the things we bought was called Biosalud. We thought it'd be funny to drink it because we didn't know what it was. It was near the yogurt. It was like a probiotic thing.
It was not yogurt.
Make you dookie.
But it wasn't it like it was. We couldn't read it well, so we didn't.
It was in
know if-
Japanese, I believe.
So we
no
couldn't-
label.
There
No,
was, you
no,
couldn't
no,
know,
I think it was Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish,
But there
Japanese. I
was
couldn't read it.
no expiration date on it. We're like, what on earth is this? So we
It's
laughed,
yogurt.
and as a joke, we got it.
Yeah, and then we all drank it, and it was I'm the only one who didn't
I
hate
didn't
it. I
drink
think
it.
you didn't.
Mm-mm.
You didn't have it?
No, I remember
Coward.
being
Then
pretty
it
sketched.
wasn't that. 'Cause
Coward.
You also got sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it couldn't have been that.
Don't
All
drink
right.
your Mountain Dew though. He goes, it wasn't me. So we all buy it, we drink it, whatever. We go out, we rabbit hunt the next day. Not feeling great, but we go out and rabbit hunt. I felt a little off, but we got a great episode
I
in.
remember
I mean,
that.
that episode itself is really good.
I remember you had a pretty solid headache that day.
Mm-hmm. So we get back, and thank you, Jeffrey. So we get back.
I don't think we could try to replicate that rabbit episode. You know, like how hard do you think it is to like get out there, actually find them all? You happen to film them all.
You're
great.
blending
Different
But then
trip.
what?
different trips. You're blending different trips. The trip you're talking about took place before this one.
I'm saying anytime we've gone up there for rabbit, it just happens to have worked out great.
Yeah, I mean,
That's actually fair.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know, like
All right, fine. It's all the same. Then we go to after the rabbit hunt. We got back. We filmed everything, cleaned the rabbits, and I remember cleaning the rabbits, feeling a little weird. But rabbits reek. Rabbits aren't a fun species
rabbits
to clean.
and squirrel.
Rabbits are worse.
Don't use a soap that you like because your brain just associates that soap with that gut smell
Oh,
afterwards.
The meat's great,
Yeah,
But
use
the
Fast
meat-
Orange.
But the meat's so good.
but something about Fast Orange will take care of anything and fix that problem. Fast Orange is a soap we are not sponsored by. I recommend you have it in every house. It takes off fish smell instantly. It's got like little rocks in it. My dad used to have it at the shop.
Microplastics.
Is that what it is? I don't care. I hope it destroys whatever. It's that good.
Get that smell off my hand.
The
Right.
environment.
Yeah, the thing we support for our show.
The things we're ingesting,
bad-
and it's
bad-
killing. It's
horrible
killing
for
humans.
fish.
I
It's
will
horrible
never
for-
get. No, I think there's something like little rocks in it. I think it's
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah, little microplastics.
I think
The
it's
little
rocks.
beads.
I think it's not. I think it's not.
They went out and they collect.
If
little
it's rocks, don't use it. You clog up your whole drain system.
That
Yeah,
too.
true.
I don't know what it is. The soap works.
Whatever it is.
And
no
I
smell.
And I don't know if you heard, I used it at other people's houses when we're up north, so
We're
it doesn't
good.
matter, okay? But that night, man, I just remember waking up and being like, oh no. And I had urea and throw up. And I went downstairs and I threw up like 2 or 3 times. Jeff was sleeping on the couch because he snores, so we kick him around the other areas that we're
so
not.
I wake up to. and
And
and at this point, I don't think he had the other house yet. So we're all sharing one like 2-room little
It's a
bungalow
thing.
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
And if one of us has something, we're all getting it for sure.
And I come out though, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what it was, but I feel great now. Remember, I was trying to
Yep.
do high kicks, and I did the worm. I hadn't done it
Perfect.
in years.
I'm like, oh, okay, good. So we'll just throw up one. Because usually when someone has something, you get it, you experience the same thing.
Yep.
So you just throw up one time, you'll be good to go. Perfect. I wake up the next morning, like, all right, we're going to go do crow hunting. How cool. We've never done that before. You go sit in this little blind. They're going to make burgers for us in the blind while we're hunting crows as they fly over.
Which I don't think that ever happened.
No, I did.
They
It
did.
happened.
We didn't
Yeah,
have
they-
burgers.
No,
Mhm.
no. And I was the only one that was.
We ate them.
Did you go?
We filmed it.
Ray
Oh yeah, I
couldn't.
guess you.
I
did
would
film.
I would feel inclined to say that after cleaning those rabbits, they then made us lobster, and then we ate the
Oh, yeah.
lobster. I think I
So
left
that's where
that
the
out.
lobster
So when I
True.
threw up lobster, and I was like, I knew I should have ate lobster. That was disgusting. I didn't like the
Which
lobster.
is a good assumption based
Yeah.
on.
I
that.
didn't like the lobster, and I threw it up. So now
Yeah.
it's dead to me.
They said that it was,
maybe
like,
you just
frozen
didn't
for
want to
months.
eat the burger because you didn't want to eat nothing.
I do not remember burgers.
I could see you
They for
declining
sure
food.
made us burgers.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in the episode.
So I go to wake
That
him
would be
up.
something I'd decline.
I
Yeah.
go to wake him up to like, all right, let's go crow hunting. And I push you, and you
I go, I'm dying. He goes,
not going.
this is AJ's favorite. He goes, Jeff goes, I go, dude, I cannot go. I've never been so flu-ridden sick in my life. And Jeff goes, okay, all right. And I hear him like go down and talk stuff over with you. And you're new, so you're not in a place to say anything
No.
yet. You're just like, okay, I guess, are we good? And then AJ and Jeffrey are talking it over. And then I hear Jeff pitching stuff to AJ, and he's like, I don't know, man. So then I hear Jeff coming back upstairs, and I've never been so. I threw up at this point 15 times. I am sick as a dog, and I'm in pain. I have a migraine. I can barely see. Like, it was one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had. Jeff comes upstairs, and he's like, hey, man, so we were talking, and what we think would be good for the show, just to have you in it for continuity, is we'll have you come out, hunt with us for a little bit, and then you can say you don't feel well. You can throw up behind the blind or something, and then you can go in, and then you can drive the truck, and we can even film the truck when you drive back in. I go,
That's a good idea.
I go, you have no idea how stupid you sound right now. That's what I said back to him. And I heard AJ from downstairs laugh. And you guys went out and filmed
Well,
without me.
I thought something else was a ruse too before I had gotten sick.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I thought there was other reasons you wanted to stay.
Oh, like try to get Ryan alone?
Yeah, yeah.
No. Why did you think I wanted to stay?
There was people we were hanging out with.
Oh, I just didn't want to be around him?
Or maybe you just wanted to be around them without us.
Oh, like a girl
Yeah,
or something?
maybe.
I got it. No. I wanted to die.
It was confirmed.
Yeah, it's confirmed. We all got sick. I get it.
I don't think that was then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're
it was.
blending trips, AJ.
Yeah, blending. Well, even so, I'm never going to put a girl before the show.
Yeah.
No, I learned that.
Yeah,
day.
yeah. I learned lessons that day. I learned you can't eat lobster, and the show matters more.
I don't remember what trip it was or what we were doing, but we went back up there, and for some reason we got there insanely late, or something happened where we were going to bed at like 3 a.m. and had
Oh,
to be
yeah.
up at 5.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
We coyote hunted at night after doing other things.
I don't think so.
No, when we arrived,
There was a time when I remember because you drove and you got up there like way late. I got up there late and you got up there.
that instance was when there was someone else up in the Ray thing with us, a stranger.
Oh,
Which was weird. It's a
The
room with like
weirdest
6
thing,
beds,
yeah.
and there's like a couple up there.
Yeah.
Which actually they're nice people, and they follow us on Facebook and stuff like that. But it's
like
still weird.
It's like a family style dinner, but you're sleeping.
Parker said they were doing stuff, so
Really?
yeah,
Really?
he claims.
So that was way before,
Mm-hmm.
like stuff.
Yeah,
They must be married.
immediately.
Yeah, that's my
But-
first.
So we got up there at like 3 and had to be up at 5, something stupid.
We had gotten there late though. That one you're
But
talking
they
about.
did too. They were in the same predicament. For some reason, it was like everyone just was like, what the heck happened? And then he's like talking or like doing this thing where he's as soon as you wake up, so he goes like this. Like he does that thing.
Who does that?
And you're like this.
Oh, is it me?
And I'm like,
Wakes
dude.
up, does something weird. He's probably talking about you.
And
I'm just full of energy in the morning.
I was like, dude, stop talking or something like
I
that. I was
remember
like,
that. You were in
dude,
the bed.
shut up.
Yep.
Because I was like, there's no, like, we have to get as much sleep as possible.
Yes.
And he's like, no, dude, look at the window.
Yes,
And I'm like,
light
finally
out.
like,
Oh, was I
waking up. No, it was like 11:30.
Oh yeah, we slept. Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah, we were supposed to be up at like 6 a.m. We went to bed at 3, and then I was like, I woke up and I'm like, oh god, we gotta do this. Oh no, because we still had to film and this and that. And Ryan goes, shut up. I go, look outside, and it's like 11:30.
day.
It was
It really
midday.
was.
I'm like, we slept for 11 hours. Get up.
And then at that point, I wake up like, oh no.
The funniest part about it was the fact that Ryan was like, dude, we need as much sleep as we can. Shut up. We only got 2 hours so far. I'm like, it's been 11.
You know how much harder it's going to be to go back to sleep with the sun's out? Oh.
Oh, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I do remember. I don't remember what it was about.
I have
though.
no idea
I don't
either.
either.
And I remember Ray being like, yeah, I didn't think you guys were going to make it. So I just,
Yeah. He learned to understand how it works with us.
there's a long lost turkey episode out there that never got put together.
Yeah, my first turkey.
Your first turkey, Jeff got one. That was that's the big one that's mounted in the.
Yeah.
That was the trip where our tail feathers got switched.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that footage would be.
It could be on the hard drive that perished.
Oh my
maybe.
gosh, I bet you're right.
Yeah, I think it was.
Kyle punted a hard drive across the parking lot to hand it to
There
me.
was other stuff on there too, other than that thing you cut.
First of
Remember
all,
how
I
big-
said heads up. Second of all,
Remember how big that hard drive was?
we still have
We
some.
have all of them.
We
And
actually have
how-
a bigger one
And
now.
how little footage actually fit on it.
Oh, another tip for those of you editing. We just spent $1,100 on a hard drive. It's made by G Drive, and it's 8 terabytes, and it is called their Studio, I believe, like portable studio, and it's supposed to be 2,500 megabytes a second. It's supposed to be faster than anything else as far as hard drives go. It's supposed to be incredible, and I compared it to our new. It has an external power source. It's a beast.
And a fan.
And a fan. Now,
I'm a fan.
it's got 8 terabytes. No, you're not. I'm very unhappy.
You don't blow me.
Huh?
What?
What the heck did you just say?
I said,
We're not talking
I'm
about
a-
Rays anymore.
I'm a fan.
No, you're not.
You know you're not. You don't do that.
You don't.
You don't blow me.
Because he's
A fan.
Christian show. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Little Miss, stay home for whoever.
Yeah.
I'm like, why you say Little Miss?
Anime.
I didn't know. I genuinely don't know where the line is on that. But what the heck was I talking about?
Talking about the hard
the
drive.
hard drive,
Going
yeah.
on about this
Fans.
hard drive.
It sucks. I tried to.
Really?
I just tried to.
It sucks.
Dude, it sucks.
It doesn't blow?
No, it does blow.
What sucks about it?
Dude, I'm trying to watch footage on it, and it's like glitching out completely.
Jeez.
Really?
Like as if I'm editing on a PC with 16 gigs of RAM
You
that
still
Carrie
using a
wanted us to
floppy
get.
disk? Dang, that
Dude,
sucks.
I'm so mad. And we just spent 1,100 hours on it.
That
and it
sucks.
sucks because we're buying these these SSDs that are
SanDisk.
SanDisk, and they're like
Express.
Express Pro, and there's something like $400 a piece for 4 terabytes. But our episode files, C2 especially, the episode files, just the footage, is 4 terabytes. So we need at least another 2 or 3 for the project, but nothing can hold up to 8 terabytes. So we had to buy this specifically to edit this episode because it's so much footage. So we do that, and I bought the most expensive one. I did research. We looked into it, and I'm having a trouble.
I bet if we do those fast records, maybe that will help.
I don't know what that is.
It's the cord, the 40 gig
Fat-
USB-C cords, as opposed to the ones that came with.
That could be.
I thought you said fast record.
Oh, okay.
I thought he did
Faster,
too.
faster core.
So yeah, if we get the faster, maybe you're right. Maybe that would fix it. I would
We
love
do
that
need
that was
more
it.
of 'em.
But I'm pressing like play on an R5 clip, and it'll play 3 seconds and then start jumping.
That sucks.
And I've never had that. I haven't had that problem on those other hard drives, which are not as supposedly as fast. They're only 2,000 megabytes a second. This is something like 2,600, so it should be faster than those.
I've been on the side now since you brought it up of the cords
Being a big
is
deal.
is the
I will
catalyst.
try that. But the one thing I can tell you, for those of you who record and care about these sorts of nerd things, the SanDisk Express Pros, the ones that are like waterproof and drop proof and shock proof, they're little. They don't require an external source. Buy 40 whatever cord.
Mm-hmm.
USB-C to USB-C. It makes all the difference in the world. But just my 2 cents. So there's a little editing thing. If you enjoyed this podcast, we have one almost every single week right here on the Green Outdoors YouTube channel, as well as
getting back to
Carbon
it.
TV. Yep. Yeah, we've just been traveling so much.
And insanely busy in general.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Our
History
brains,
Channel.
our brains are melting, but we're doing good.
Yeah. But, I
We-
mean,
we look like the guy from Indiana Jones when they open the
Yeah.
ark.
I'm just so excited for everyone to see the History Channel shows, though.
Yeah.
Like, we have one completed already, and it's going to blow people away. I can't wait.
It's really good.
I really can't wait. But in the meantime, go to our YouTube channel, check out our how-to video series as well as our Huntcast Online series. We'll have a new podcast here every week for you, and then obviously we'll be doing our announcement soon for the exact dates, but we are not far away from the History Channel launch, even though we can't tell you the dates yet. We're getting very, very close. So excited to share that with you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stay green.